Leo, what's going on, y'all? Guess what time it is? It's my favorite time of the month. Time for the mid-month messages. Mid-month messages for Leo. So the reason why this is my favorite time of the month is because of what I'm looking for. What I'm looking for in the mid-month messages is I am checking to see if there has been a change of timelines. Yes, timelines can change. And you can make timelines change. How do you do that? Easy. You take the advice that's given to you in the main monthly reading and you apply it to your situation. And that, among many other things, could very easily change your timelines. That's the whole reason why I give you advice. So that's what we're checking on here tonight. Now, for those of you in need of a personal reading, all the information in regards to how to go about doing that is down here in the description of this video. Okay? So, for those of you new to my channel, I do live readings once a week, every Sunday. You can pre-order anytime throughout the week, $25. They're read in the order of which they come in every Sunday at 11 a.m. Pacific time. I'm doing 24-hour full personal readings, one-on-one Zoom calls, and now introducing in-person readings too. All that and everything else you need to know about anything else is in the description. All right, y'all, let's hop into this. Let's hop on into this. Let's see. Let's just see what's going on with the singles and the person that you're interested in. Single Leos and your love interests. If you're not single, interested in somebody that you've never been with before, this is not for you. Well, I can't really say that. It's not a past person. This is not an ex. Okay? A love interest or somebody you're dealing with. Let's see. Have timelines changed between Leo and their love interest? If timelines change, did they change for the better or for the worse? Is Leo still on the same timeline? Uh-oh. World card reversed. That's an interesting... Whoa. Chariot. Some of you dealing with a Cancer, possibly. Let's get two more shuffles here. 1 and 2. Knight of Swords reversed. Queen of Swords. It almost feels to me like you're about to cut this person out of your life. Yeah. Cutting this person out of your life. Are you... Now, hang on a second. Hang on. Well, okay. So, you should know, if you followed me for any amount of time, that is a very common message to come through this particular reading. That comes through a lot. A whole lot, by the way. But, usually what follows, most of the time when this comes through, what follows it is another love offer from another person. And I don't really think I'm seeing that. I do see another love offer that wants to come in, but it almost kind of feels like it's somebody you're not really that interested in, but it does feel like you're cutting this person out of your life. Some of you may just end up completely blocking this person altogether. It's not really telling me why. Just cutting this connection off, walking away, unfinished business. And I feel like there is something else that wants to come in. We're going to read that here in a little bit, what's coming in next. But honestly, it doesn't really feel like you're interested in what's trying to come in. And so you may just kind of cut this person out and just go wherever the wind wants to take you. Some of you dealing with a Cancer also have Libra, Pisces, Could be anybody. Those are just energies. All right, well, this is kind of weird. It feels like there's a missing puzzle piece here. Let's see. Let me see how this person feels about you and what their intentions are. Person Leo is interested in. How do they feel about you? What are their truest, deepest feelings, energies, and intentions? Boom, Chariot again. Some of y'all dealing with a long distance connection, maybe? Hang on. I know that's not all of you, but hold up. Two of Wands. Maybe they have a choice between you and somebody else. 10 of Cups reversed. They don't know if they're ready to settle down. They don't know if they're ready to settle down. Yeah, honestly, it kind of feels like they might be ready to be, they might not be ready to settle down. They may just want to be single. Honestly, it's kind of what this feels like. I'm not going to lie. I think they may have a choice between you and somebody else. But with the 10 of Cups reversed, 9 of Cups upright, they may not want to settle down at all. Like at all. Yeah. They do have feelings for you, but I think they're too afraid to show it. This person may be a little bit emotionally immature, emotionally unavailable. And they're also hung up on an ex. Why does that always come through too? That's another message that comes through all the fucking time. Hung up on a goddamn ex. 2 of Swords, 2 of Wands. They don't know if they want to settle down. That's all I can say. That's all I can say. So let's grab the advice then. I kind of want to put my 2 cents in on that, but I'm not going to do that. Let me just see what comes through first. Believe it or not, there is a strategic scientific method behind when I put my 2 cents in and when I don't. And I'm kind of feeling like I should hold back on that right now. Let me just see what the advice is. What's the advice? Hey man, karmic wheel in the upright there. Okay, Page of Pentacles reversed. Knight of Wands. Don't reward inconsistent behavior. I don't know who needs to hear that. Don't know who needs to hear that. Look, King of Cups reversed. Knight of Wands. Devil card. Don't reward inconsistent behavior. Stand tall and stand strong in your emotional independence. And do not, ever, under any circumstances, in any situation, with any person, try to make somebody like you. Leo, I know that's one of y'all's weaknesses. I know it is. But I'm going to tell you what right now. If you find yourself in the company of somebody and you're having to bend over backwards to try to make them like you and to get them to see your value, there's nothing wrong with wanting to be liked. There's nothing wrong with wanting to put your best foot forward. But whenever you find yourself in a situation where it's like you're having to bend over backwards to try to make somebody like you and try to make them see you a certain way, that's not somebody you should be fucking with. It's not. So I think the majority of you that need to hear this message are mainly just needing the reassurance that if you're wanting to cut this person out of your life and walk away from this, you absolutely have the green light. Absolutely. So, okay. All right. Hey, you know what? I haven't said this one in a while, so this is for the new faces. When it all comes down to it, bring this little quote to mind. If they really want you, you'll know. If they're not that into you, you'll be confused. Telling you what, man, I remember when I first heard that little quote. That changed the course of my whole fucking path when I heard that. I felt like the biggest fucking dumbass because I was like, duh. No shit. You know? Now, is that a blanket statement that covers every single person and every single situation? Honestly, I don't know. Maybe it is, maybe it's not. But I remember when I heard that, it got me thinking. I thought to myself, do I honestly believe that the universe is such a fucking dumbass that the one person it picked to be my divine life partner is somebody that would leave me confused about how they feel about me? I don't think so. I believe that when I'm dealing with my person, I'm going to fucking know how that person feels about me. Period. I'm going to know their feelings. I'm going to know their intentions. From that point forward, anytime I found myself dealing with somebody, sending me mixed signals, hot and cold, on and off, in and out, acting one way one day, another way another day, or for whatever reason, I found myself laying around racking my brain trying to figure out how somebody felt about me. I would bring that little quote to mind. If they really want you, you'll know. If they're not that into you, you'll be confused. Gotcha. I don't think you're the person the universe picked for me. Deuces. Bye. Later. Now, by no means was that an easy path for me to walk. Oh no. I walked away from some connections that ripped me apart to walk away from. But you know what happened? I bypassed and avoided so much childish, meaningless, unnecessary nonsense and bullshit. And I made a beeline straight towards my divine life partner. Think about that. It helped me. All right, I'm done babbling. Somebody needed to hear that, though. All right, let's see what's coming in. Oh, the person from the past. Past person, have timelines changed for the month of April in regards to the Leos inquiring about somebody from the past? If timelines changed, did they change for the better or for the worse? Past person, Leo is dealing with, magician reversed. Uh-oh, we ain't going there, are we? Okay, I'm not going to unpack that all the way. But if you dealt with somebody that you know dabbles in metaphysics and esoterics, I guarantee you they've probably tried to throw some black magic at you. I know that's not all of you, but every fucking time I say that, somebody resonates with it. And if that resonates with your story, do not feed it fear. Do not feed it anger. Simply reject the energy. That's how easy it is. That's how easy it is. I'm telling you, I've been dealing with, you know how many fucking people have been throwing black magic at me for years? I've been dealing with this shit for years. All you have to do is know how to identify a foreign energetic attack and reject it. The only way it works is if you identify with the energy. That's the only way it works. If you identify with it. As soon as you feel a foreign energetic attack and you reject it, This is not my energy. This energy needs to leave. It's not welcome here. It's not needed here. I am returning it back to wherever it came from with love and light. It has to leave. Keep that in mind. All right, anyway, though. Ooh, karmic wheel in the upright. So this is getting closed out somehow, some way. Honestly, I feel like you're closing this out. Yeah, I feel like you're closing this out. With the Two of Wands here, see the Death card, karmic wheel. With the Two of Wands, I'm not 100% convinced that you all are having a closure conversation. Some of you may shoot this person a closure message. Some of you may have done that. But I'm not convinced that a closure conversation is happening between the two of you. But you're closing this out. You're closing this out and releasing this very successfully, might I add. Very successfully. Especially those of you who grab my course, The Steps to True Healing, and you start understanding how to think along the lines of how to actually transmute and release shit. Oh, you're closing this shit out. You're closing it out. I don't think communication is happening. Like I said, some of you are shooting this person a closure message. I already know that. But even if you do that, I don't think there's going to be back and forth banter between the two of you. I think you're genuinely releasing the shit out of this. But this person's way, way, way too fucking scared and nervous to approach you anyways. Way too scared and nervous. That's like the coolest fucking Nine of Swords card I've ever seen. Doesn't that I've never seen Nine of Swords more accurately and clearly depicted in a tarot deck than that right there. Isn't it? Alright. Some of you dealt with a Scorpio. That's the only major arcana I have. Could be anybody. Those are just energies. Alright, let's see how they feel about you. Person from the past. How does this person feel about Leo, past person? What's their feelings towards you? What's their truest, deepest intentions? Their energy? All that good jazz. What's their truest, deepest feelings, energies, and intentions toward Leo? Page of Cups. You know they still got a little bit of feelings for you. A little bit. But they don't know whether or not you've let your guard down. Yeah, they're a lot more hurt about this than you know. A lot more hurt about this than you know. I think they would reconcile with you. I think they would. They've done things to try to get your attention. And they may still be doing things to try to get your attention. But they're too afraid, too intimidated, too afraid and too intimidated to come forward. And there's that 10 of coins again. That came out in the last spread. I didn't mention it. But here it is again. I think they're putting on a show for you. Putting on a show for you in 2025 where everybody's putting on a show for everybody on social media, you know. Oh yeah, they're absolutely putting on a show, hoping like hell you're watching. But they're too afraid to come forward. They know what they want to say to you. But they're too afraid to say it because they don't know where you stand. All right. Well, let's grab some advice. What's the advice? Advice for Leo in regards to the past person. What's the advice? best advice? What is the best advice? Ooh, Page of Cups reversed. And the Two of Cups reversed. So it's saying it wouldn't be a good idea to extend or accept a love offer from this person. Devil card, Ten of Cups. I think you already know what time it is. There's a Seven of Swords reversed again. That came out in the last spread. I didn't mention it. But the card of closing out a cycle is the last card in the spread here. I think you already know what time it is and what needs to be done. I don't really think there's a lot of advice here. Not really. Not really. For those of you who shot this person a closure message, if you've already done that, just relax and let it sink in. I would recommend that too if you haven't done that. Now, that is if you're dealing with a person, because I know there's a couple of you dealing with a person that it would not be a very wise idea to contact. And that's not very many of you though, okay? But that is the exception. If you're dealing with somebody that it could potentially put your safety or your life at risk, then don't contact them. But that's probably only one or two of you. The majority of you, I would recommend a closure message and give it time to sink in. Give it time to sink in. Don't overthink it. Don't have any expectations of how they're going to respond. Matter of fact, just to play it safe, I would recommend going into it with no intentions of responding at all. At all. You know, that's what I've done. Like, I think I told y'all this, didn't I? I've had to do that 6 times in the last 5 years. Shoot people a closure message from my past. Not all romantic, couple of them, couple of exes, but, you know, old friends I fell out with, co-workers and whatnot. I've done it 6 times in the last 5 years. And every time I do it, I go into it fully prepared to get backlash, fully prepared. And I'm just going to shoot you a closure message. And if you fire some hate at me, I'm cool with that. I'm not going to return it. Not going to return it. I'm throwing love and light at you. So the frequencies you cast are returned back to you. So if I throw love and light at you, the universe is going to throw love and light back at me. If you throw hate at me, the universe is going to throw hate back at you. But every time I've done it, every time I've shot somebody a closure message in the last 6 years, it's always been a positive response. Always has. I'm not guaranteeing it's going to be for you, but just saying, my experience, it's always been a positive thing. It always has. But, yeah, let it sink in. Don't be expecting to heal from this overnight. You may not even fucking notice. Imagine that the trajectory of your path right now is you're on a boat out in the middle of the motherfucking ocean. Okay? In the middle of the goddamn motherfucking Pacific Ocean. And you shooting that closure message is like the captain turning that rudder and turning the boat 1 degree. 1 degree. Just ever slightly altering the course of the boat's path. Not even going to fucking notice it at first. It won't feel like that made a bit of goddamn difference. But by the time you reach land, you'll be hundreds, if not thousands of miles away from where you would have been had you not turned the wheel. You get what I'm saying? Think long term. Be patient and trust the process. Okay? All right. What's coming in next? Have timelines changed for the month of April? For Leo with the next person coming in. Have timelines changed? If they changed, did they change for the better or for the worse? How are timelines looking for Leo? Who's coming in next? Queen of Pentacles. 2 more. Bam! 10 of Wands reversed. Knight of Pentacles. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Well, this is going to be a pretty intense connection. It might be a little bit too intense, to be honest with you. Might be a little bit too intense. I think, first of all, you and this person have karma from a previous lifetime. Don't let that scare you, okay? Don't let the word karma alarm you. That doesn't mean that it's supposed to be a bad thing. It doesn't mean you've done something wrong. It does not mean that you have a lesson that you need to learn. And it abso-fucking-lutely does not mean that you're being punished for something. When I say you have karma from a previous lifetime, all that means is unfinished business from a previous lifetime. Something in your last soul contract in a previous lifetime got fucked up somehow. So you're coming back to clear that and straighten it out in this lifetime. That's all that means. Now, why does the word karma always have such negative connotations assigned to it? Because when you reconnect with a past life karmic soulmate on an energetic level, that's no different than reconciling with your ex. Imagine you and your ex were to come together right now. Okay? If you and your ex came together right now, all these past energies would bubble up to the surface. All these feelings, you know, all the unfinished business, all the energy that you all created while you were together would bubble up to the surface, right? But that would make perfect fucking sense because you remember creating that energy. Well, guess what? That energy doesn't go anywhere. Ever. Ever. It will carry over into the next lifetime. Now, the two of you come together in a different lifetime, the same fucking energy bubbles up to the surface, but the difference is the ego brain gets confused because this ego brain wasn't there when this particular energy was created. So that can tend to catch you off guard, scare the shit out you. And almost always, one person triggers their defenses because the connection is too intense, scares the shit out of them. They don't know why it feels this way. They don't know how to handle it. Scares the fuck out of them because y'all are connected at such a deep level and they weren't prepared for that. So one person will almost always trigger their defenses, trying to keep you out. They don't know how the fuck you're getting in there so deep, so quick. You know, they've been working for years, their whole life, on building defense mechanisms to keep people out. And then here you come and y'all were already connected at a much deeper level than that. Scares the shit out of them. They don't like it. It feels invasive. Boom. And it almost always triggers drama and conflict. That's why karmic contracts always have stigma attached to them. So that's kind of what I'm seeing here for some of you. It's kind of what I'm seeing here. Could be an Aquarius for some of you. Also have Virgo, Cancer. All right. Got Libra hiding in there too. Let's see their truest, deepest feelings and intentions. What are their truest, deepest feelings and intentions? Next person coming in for Leo. And no, by the way, I don't think this is somebody you currently know. Just to throw that out there, I get that question a lot. Is there anybody in my life that I am going to end up with? 9 times out of 10, the answer to that question is no. 9 times out of 10, if there's somebody you're supposed to be with, you're not going to have to wait around for that to happen. It happens every now and then. I'm not saying it never happens. Every once in a blue-green moon, you hear about that happening. But 9 times out of 10, when you got a soul contract, the person is brought into your life. The two of you come together and connect, and it's fucking on site. We come together right then and right there. So, just throwing that out there. What's this person's truest, deepest feelings, energies, and intentions? I see, I told you. They're guarding their heart. Guarding their heart. And they're unaware of the fact that you all were already connected at a really, really, really deep fucking level. You know, they're unaware of that. They don't remember their last lifetime. They have no idea how the hell you got down there so deep, so it feels invasive. Scares the shit out of them. This person has lots of insecurities, low self-confidence, little to no self-esteem. There's the karmic wheel again. But at the end of the day, I think they do want to settle down with their person. They do. So they're not playing games. They're not playing games. They're not bullshitting you, manipulating you, stringing you along, blowing smoke up your ass, using you, abusing you. They ain't doing none of that. They really do want to settle down. They just weren't prepared for you to connect with them at that deep of a level that fucking quick. They got a lot of insecurities. A lot of insecurities. And they've been working for many, many years to cloak those insecurities with false confidence. And they've been working really, really, really hard to put a certain image out there. And here you come, connected at a deep fucking level, and they don't like that. They don't like that. So, yeah, I think this connection scares them.